What's up, poker warriors? Today I am going to reveal the most guarded secrets of professional poker players, techniques they use every single day to read your hands. Like they have X-ray vision? Have you ever wondered how Daniel Negreanu puts someone on the exact hand? How Phil Galfand makes those impossible hero calls? How Doug Polk knows when he's being bluffed? The answer isn't magic. It's not intuition. It's pure science, applied methodically. In this 4-part video, I'm going to teach you exactly how professionals think hand by hand, street by street, decision by decision. And by the end, you'll be reading hands better than 95% of the players at your tables. So hit that like button to support the channel. Subscribe and turn on notifications because this content is pure gold. First thing you need to understand, no professional tries to guess a specific hand. That's the deadly mistake of the recreational player. Let me show you the difference. The recreational player thinks he has ace-king. The professional thinks he has a range of approximately 15% of hands, including all pairs from jet and up, ace-king suited, ace-king offsuit, ace-queen suited, some suited connectors. See the difference? The professional thinks in ranges, not specific hands. Ed Miller, one of the greatest poker authors in the world, teaches what I call the funnel principle. Here's how it works. Pre-flop, your opponent can have 1,326 possible card combinations. But when he opens with a raise from under the gun, that range shrinks dramatically. A tight player might have only 10 to 15% of hands. We immediately eliminate Queen 6 offsuit, 7 deuce suited, King 3 offsuit, most of the trash. On the flop, the range narrows even more based on his actions. On the turn, more actions mean an increasingly smaller range. On the river, ideally you get here with your opponent on just a few possible combinations. But here's the secret that separates amateurs from professionals. Phil Galfand, high-stakes legend, revealed the 16 questions he asks every single hand. I'm going to give you the 6 most important ones right now. First, what is my hand? Obvious, but necessary. Second, where does this hand sit in my overall range? Third, what is my opponent's range? Fourth, what is the board texture? Fifth, who has more equity on this board? Sixth, who has the nut advantage on this board? These questions form the professional framework for hand reading. All professional hand reading is based on 3 pillars. Pillar 1, player type. Is he tight or loose? Is he aggressive or passive? Does he bluff a lot or rarely? Ed Miller discovered that most players don't bluff enough. This means that when they bet big on the turn and river, they have the hand. Pillar 2, range construction. What range makes sense given the preflop action? How does each street modify that range? Pillar 3, board texture analysis. Dry boards versus wet boards? Who connects better with this texture? What draws are possible? Now comes the insane part. I'm going to show you exactly how a professional thinks through a real hand. This hand is classic and will perfectly illustrate the funnel principle. Context. $2 $5 no-limit live game. You have $500 on the button with King of Hearts, 8 of Hearts. Villain has $600 in the cutoff. Tight regular player, VPIP 18%, preflop raise 15%. Preflop villain opens with a raise to $15 from the cutoff. Small, blind and big blind fold. Action is on you. What would you do here? Comment below before continuing. We're going to call. Why? We have position, reasonable implied odds, and a speculative hand that can make the nuts. But the important thing, we're going to start constructing villain's range. Cutoff open, tight regular player with 18% VPIP, 10s 10s and up. Ace-jack suited and up, king-queen suited, ace-queen offsuit and up. Possibly, 7s 7s through 9s 9s. Ace-jack offsuit, king-queen offsuit, some premium suited connectors. We've already eliminated any weak hands. Suited trash, low pairs probably. The pot is at $37. Flop. Ace of spades, queen of diamonds, 9 of hearts. Villain bets $20 into a pot of 30. Now we apply the funnel. Ask yourself, with what hands does he bet here? Professional analysis. This is a textbook C-bet on a board that favors his opening range. He probably bets with value. Ace-ace queen-queen, ace-queen, ace-king that improved. Semi-bluff, king-jack with straight draw, backdoor flush draws. Air-sabet, hands like 10s 10s jack-jack that didn't improve but bet 4-fold equity. We eliminate from his range very weak hands that would have folded preflop and possibly sets. Since many would check raise, we have a gut shot plus backdoor flush. Call is correct. The pot is now at $77. Turn, ace of spades, queen of diamonds, 9 of hearts, deuce of clubs. Villain bets $55, 70% of the pot. This is where the funnel tightens. Professional thinking process. Brick card. He bets 70% of the pot. Significant sizing on a paired board. Critical question. What hands would he have checked on this turn? Medium hands like 10s 10s through king without an ace would probably check. Pure bluffs would probably give up. He's betting, which means a polarized range. Value asking, ace-queen, ace-ace queen-queen bluffs. King-jack still with outs. We eliminate medium strength hands that would check. Call our hand. Only 4 outs to the straight plus backdoor decreased. Decision. Fold is correct. Insufficient equity versus polarized range. That's professional hand reading. We don't guess the hand. We eliminate combinations until only the logical range remains. In the next segment, I am going to show you the secret bet sizing tell technique that Ed Miller uses to make $40 an hour in live games. Hit that like if you're learning, and stay strong because there's a lot more fire coming. By the way, want to completely dominate poker? Then check out Elite Poker University, link in the description.
Now get ready because I'm going to reveal one of the most powerful weapons in the professional arsenal, something Ed Miller calls bet sizing tells. Ed Miller has won millions using bet sizing tells alone in live games. Check out this insane story that Ed Miller tells in his book The Course. Ed is in a $5-10 live game, holding Queen of Hearts. Deep stacks of $3,000. Flop, King of Spades, 9 of Clubs, 5 of Diamonds. Pot of $200. Villain bets $60 on the flop. Ed calls. Turn, King of Spades, 9 of Clubs, 5 of Diamonds, 10 of Hearts. Pot of $320. Villain bets $65. Ed Miller immediately thinks, this is a tell. Why? Look at the logic. On the flop, Villain bet $60 into a pot of 230%. On the turn, the pot grew to $320, but he only bet $65, 20%. Professional thinking. This sizing says I have a good hand, but I'm afraid of draws. Translation. He has an overpair, like Jack or tens or a weak king, but he doesn't have a set or better. If he had ace, king or sets, he'd bet 150 to 180 minimum. Result. Ed moves all in with queen. Villain shows Jack face up and folds. That, my friends, is bet sizing tell in pure action. Ed Miller discovered clear patterns in live games. Small sizing 1/4 to 1/3 pot. Usually medium hands with showdown value. I want to get to showdown cheap. Rarely the nuts or pure bluffs. Medium sizing 1/2 to 2/3 pot. Standard value bets, C bets with equity, can be a wide range. Large sizing 3/4 pot or more. Frequently polarized in live games. Nuts or bluff recreational players, almost always the nuts. Overbet, pot sized or more, or all in. In live games, 80% or more of the time it's the nuts. Recreational players hate bluffing big. Unless they're maniacs, then it's 50-50. Skill number 6 in Ed Miller's book, The Course, is entirely about bet sizing tells. This is what separates winners from two $5 to $5-10 games. Now I'm going to show you an advanced hand where bet sizing tells the entire story. Setup: $1 $3 live no-limit game. Hero has $450 in the big blind with ace of clubs, 8 of clubs. Villain has $520, loose passive player, typical fish. Deep 45%, pre-flop raise 8%. Pre-flop, under the gun limps, villain limps, from the cutoff. Button folds, small blind completes, hero checks. Pot of $12. Loose passive fish who limps, literally anything. Broadway cards, suited trash, low pocket pairs, connectors, range of 40% or more easily. Flop, ace of spades, queen of diamonds, 9 of hearts. Checks to us. Hero bets $10 into a pot of 12. Under the gun folds, villain calls, small blind folds. Pot of $32. What does his call mean? Professional thinking, loose passive fish who calls on the flop usually has pair plus draw, like queen jack or jack 10, weak top pair like weak ace, gut shot like king jack. Rarely a set or two pair, they'd raise. So the range continues wide but without nutty hands. Turn, ace of spades, queen of diamonds, 9 of hearts, deuce of clubs. Hero bets $20, 2/3 pot. Villain raises to $45. Now what? How do we read this? Professional bet sizing analysis. Raise from 20 to 45? That's 2.25 times. A strange sizing. Thinking, fish don't make small raises with the nuts. If he had two pair or a set, the raise would be bigger, $80 to $100. Flush draw probably just calls. Pure bluff, unlikely from a passive fish. Logical conclusion. He has a medium hand that improved marginally. Probably ace-9 two-pair, ace-queen two-pair, or ace with a better kicker. The small sizing screams, I have something, but I don't want to commit too much. Our hand, Ace-8, is behind almost his entire range here. Professional decision. Fold. Villain shows Ace-Jack. Exactly within the predicted range. See how it works? We don't guess. We use logic. Player type, loose passive fish. Actions: limp pre, call flop, raise turn, bet sizing, small raise. Board texture. Everything forms a coherent story. Third pillar that nobody teaches you right. Board texture analysis. Phil Galfond always repeats, board texture determines who has the advantage. There are three main categories. Dry boards. Examples: King of Spades, 7 of Clubs, Deuce of Diamonds, Ace of Hearts, 8 of Clubs, 3 of Spades, Queen of Diamonds, 6 of Hearts, Deuce of Clubs. Characteristics: few connections, no obvious draws, favors the pot opener, range advantage. Strategy: C-bets work very well. Raises represent real strength, difficult to bluff multiple streets, wet boards. Examples: Jack of Spades, 10 of Spades, 9 of Hearts, 8 of Clubs, 7 of Clubs, 6 of Diamonds, Queen of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds, 9 of Spades. Characteristics: multiple straight draws, flush draws, connects with many hands. Strategy: more selective C-betting. Check raises are common. Equity realizes quickly. Paired boards. Examples: King of Spades, King of Clubs, 7 of Diamonds, Ace of Hearts, Ace of Clubs, 9 of Spades. Characteristics: trips or quads possible but rare. Generally favor the aggressor. Strategy: C-bet almost always, smaller sizings, pots generally stay small. But here comes the gold from the professionals. Who has the nut advantage? This question is worth millions. Example: board Ace of Spades, King of Diamonds, Queen of Spades. Situation: button opened, big blind defended. Question: who has more combinations of the nuts here? Answer: button. Why? Ace-King 16 combos in buttons range, only 4 to 6 in big blinds. Ace-Ace 16 combos in buttons range, only 4 to 16 combos in buttons range, only 4 to 6 in big blinds, only 4 to 6 in big blinds. Ace-Ace, King, Queen, many more combos in buttons range. What does this mean? Button can bet aggressively because he represents the nuts frequently. Big blind needs to be more cautious, even with a strong hand. Application: when you have nut advantage, bet frequently, use larger sizings, apply pressure. When you don't have nut advantage, check more, call cautiously, fold without shame when pressured. Already subscribed? No. You going to miss part 3, where I show a $500,000 hand with complete thought process. And if you want to master these techniques, check out Elite Poker University. Link in the description. We transform average players into crushers. Now comes the moment you've been waiting for. I'm going to dissect a high-stakes hand showing exactly how a professional analyzes every decision street by street. This is based on a real hand from Phil Galfond during the Galfond Challenge. Setup: $100, $200 Pro heads-up stakes, adapted to hold M for simplicity. Phil Galfond has $50,000 on the button, with Ace of Spades, 8 of Diamonds, 3 of Hearts, 9 of Clubs. Villain Chance Cornuth has $48,000 in the big blind with an unknown hand. Context: 20,000 hands played, Phil up $259,000. Pre-flop: Phil raises button to $600. Phil's thinking, hedge up, button, opens 90 to 95% of hands. This is standard opening. There's no other option. In heads-up, ranges are massively wide. Button opens 90% or more. Big blind defends 60 to 70% or more. Villain calls $400. Pot of $1,200. Flop: Ace of Hearts, 9 of Diamonds, 9 of Clubs. Both check. Phil's thinking, paired flop with an ace. Technically good texture for my range. But I'm going to check for 2 crucial reasons. Reason 1. Blockers. I have the ace, which blocks many combinations of aces from him. Difficult to get paid 2 streets. Reason 2. Unblocking draws. I don't block draws. Chance will bet plenty with draws, and might continue bluffing on the river. Checking allows him to bet for me. Villain checks. Pot of $1,200. Turn. Ace of hearts. 9 of diamonds. 9 of clubs. 10 of hearts. Phil checks. Villain bets $600. 50% of the pot. Phil calls. Pot of $2,400. Phil's thinking, turn 10 of hearts changes the board. Now I have a decision. If I bet the turn, what happens? Bet scenario? Let's say I bet and the river comes a 4 offsuit. Chance checks. Do I bet again? With my ace blocked and the board paired, it's difficult to extract value. He probably only pays with better. Check scenario. Checking allows him to continue bluffing his draws. He has a wide range here to bluff turn and continue on river. I prefer check call because I unblock all the draws. River. Ace of hearts, 9 of diamonds, 9 of clubs, 10 of hearts, queen of spades. Phil checks. Villain bets $2,400 pot-sized. This is where average player separates from elite professional. Phil's thinking, queen on the river is perfect for chance to continue bluffing. My strategy of check calling turn to check raise river is working. But what sizing should I use? Phil raises to $7,400, 3 times the bet. Phil explains, when I check raise river, I'm saying I have a full house. If I had a straight king-jack, I just check call the pot-sized bet. Therefore, my raise represents full house or better. Villain re-raises all in. $38,200 more. Chance shoves all in. Now what? Phil's detailed thinking. He re-raised all in over my check raise. What does this represent? He's saying he beats a full house. What hands beat my full house here? Option 1. Quads. 9x, there are 2 9s on board, so only 10-9, ace-9, queen-9 viable. Option 2. Better full house. Ace-ace, flopped trips, improved to boat, queen-queen pocket queens. 10-10 pocket 10s, critical thinking. But wait. If he had ace-ace, he would have raised or bet some street earlier to build the pot. If he had pocket 10s or pocket queens, he possibly would have bet the flop. With 9x, does it make sense he only calls turn? Or would he have raised? Combinatorics analysis. Combinations of hands that beat Phil. Ace-ace 1 to 2 combos. He blocked 1 ace. 10-10 3 combos. Queen-queen 3 combos. 10-9 suited. Queen-9 suited. 2 to 3 combos each. Total, 10 to 12 combos that beat him. Combos that Phil beats. Bluffs, busted draws, 15 to 20 combos. Weak boats. Some. Math, pot odds after calling, approximately 35%. Equity versus range, 40 to 45%. Logical conclusion, mathematically it's a call. But against this specific opponent at this moment, ... double quotes result. Phil thinks for 3 minutes and folds, shows ace-8 face up. Chance had ace-ace aces full. That, my friends, is world-class elite hand reading. Look at the process, street-by-street analysis, blocker considerations, multi-level thinking. What does my action mean to him? Combinatorics, counting possible combos. Player-specific adjustment, against this opponent at this moment. Pot odds versus equity calculation. And even doing everything right, Phil opted for an exploitative fold. Hand reading isn't about always being right. It's about making the best possible decision with available information. Last piece of the puzzle, player type adjustments. The same range changes completely depending on who's playing. Ed Miller identifies 4 main types in live games. Type 1, the nits, the rocks. Characteristics, VPIP 10 to 15%, pre-flop raise 8 to 12%, 3-bet 2 to 4%. Hand reading, when he bets big on turn river, he has the hand. Ed Miller says nits don't bluff enough. When they bet big, believe them. Exploit, fold to big bets without remorse, steal their blinds aggressively, value bet thin because they pay light. Type 2, the TAG tight aggressive regular. Characteristics, VPIP 18 to 24%, pre-flop raise 16 to 20%, 3-bet 6 to 9%. Hand reading, more balanced, has bluffs and value. Respect the range. Exploit, study their specific patterns. Look for bet sizing tells, float in position more. Type 3, the fish calling station. Characteristics: VPIP 40 to 60%, pre-flop raise 5 to 10%, 3-bet 1 to 3%. Hand reading: Ed Miller says, fish play anything. You'll never know exactly what they have. Exploit: value bet relentlessly, never bluff because they call everything. Play straightforward. Type 4, the maniac, lag aggressive. Characteristics: VPIP 35 to 50%, pre-flop raise 28 to 40%, 3-bet 15 to 25%. Hand reading, massive range. Betting means nothing. Exploit: tighten up pre-flop, cool down lighter, check raise more to protect. Quick example. Situation: board king of spades, queen of diamonds, 7 of clubs, 3 of hearts, deuce of spades. Villain bets pot on river, $200. Versus nit, full 95% of the time. He has king or better, or bluffs once per session. Versus tag, complete range analysis needed. Versus fish, call light. He might have queen 7 pair plus gutshot that improved. Versus maniac, call even lighter. He bluffs 40% or more. Same action, different decisions. Next segment is the last one, and I'm going to give you 5 practical drills to become a hand-reading ninja in 30 days. But first, hit that like, comment that you're learning, and subscribe. Want to accelerate your growth? Elite Poker University has complete modules on this. Link in the description.
Time to put everything into practice. I'm going to give you 5 drills that professionals use to sharpen their hand reading. If you do this religiously for 30 days, I guarantee you'll read hands better than 90% of your table. Drill number 1. The Showdown Journal. What to do. Every time a hand goes to showdown, even if you were unt in the pot, do the following. Before the reveal, write down what range you think villain has. After the reveal, compare with the actual hand. Analysis. Why did you get it right or wrong? Example. Hand number 47. Board ace of spades, king of hearts, 7 of diamonds, 3 of clubs, deuce of spades. Villain bet $50, $80, $150. My predicted range, ace-king, ace-ace, king-king, ace-7, maybe sets. Actual hand, ace-jack top pair. Lesson. This fish value bets thin. Adjust. Why it works. Instant feedback. You see if your reads are correct and learn from mistakes. Goal. 20 analyzed showdowns per session. Drill number 2. Flopzilla reverse engineering. Tools. Flopzilla. $35 worth every penny. Poker Tracker or Hold'em Manager 3. What to do. Take a hand from your database. Before seeing the result, construct villain's range in Flopzilla. See how many combos of value versus bluff he can have. Then compare with the decision he made. Example. Villain 3 bets pre from cutoff versus button. Flopzilla says 8% range. Jack-Jack and up. Ace-Queen suited and up. Ace-King offsuit. Flop King of hearts, 9 of spades, 3 of diamonds, he bets 60% pot. How many value combos? 48. How many bluff combos? 18 ratio. 73% value, 27% bluff. Decision. Fold medium hands. Call or raise only with good hands. Goal. 10 hands per day. Drill number 3. The funnel visualization. What to do. During a live session or online with HUD turned off, do the following. Preflop. Estimate initial range as a percentage. Each street. Eliminate combinations verbally. Spoken example. Villain under the gun open. Range approximately 15%. Flop ace of diamonds, 9 of clubs, 3 of spades, he bets. I eliminate low-suited connectors, some pocket pairs. Turn deuce of hearts, bets again. I eliminate more air. Keep ace-king, ace-ace 9-9-3-3, ace-queen. River 7 of spades, checks, I eliminate sets because they would have bet, leaving ace-king, ace-queen as primary hands. Why it works. Trains your brain to do the process automatically. Goal. Every hand you play. Drill number 4. The 66-day challenge. Concept, created by Splitsuit James Sweeney. Review every hand you played that day. Process. End of session. Export hands played. Review 10 to 20 most important ones. For each, what was his range on each street? Record audio or write your thought process. Splitsuit says, 66 days of hand reading was the best thing I did for my game. Improved all aspects. Goal, 66 consecutive days. Drill number 5, live player profiling. What to do? Create a profile card for each regular player at your table. Example template. Player John. Seat 4. Observe stats. VPIP approximately 25%. Plays 1 in 4 hands. Moderate aggression. 3-bet rare, saw it once in 40 hands. Bet sizing patterns. Flop C bet $15 to $20 always. Turn value $40 to $60, big means nuts, river bluff, never seen. Showdowns. Hand number 12 showed ace-queen on ace-high board. Hand number 28 showed jack-jack over pair. Hand number 35 folded river to $80 bet, tight. Conclusion. Nitty tag. Doesn't bluff river, folds to big bets. Goal. Complete profile of 3 to 5 players per session. Now to close with gold, let me show you a bonus hand that ties everything together. This is a hand that perfectly illustrates all the concepts. Based on real analysis from Doug Polk versus an unknown professional. Setup. $5 $10 no-limit live stakes. Doug Polk has $2,500 in the big blind with 4 of diamonds, 4 of clubs. Villain E has $3,000 in middle position with 8 of spades, 8 of hearts. Both are elite professionals. Pre-flop. Middle position E opens $35. Cutoff and button fold. Doug calls big blind. Pot of $75. Doug's thinking. Middle position open from a professional means tight strong range. Medium pocket pair has good implied odds in position. Flop. Ace of spades, 7 of diamonds, 4 of hearts, rainbow. Doug flops a set. Doug checks. Villain bets $50. Level 1 analysis. Doug. Board favors his range. Lots of aces, I'm going to check raise to build the pot. Doug raises to $175. Level 1 analysis villain. Check raise on ace high board. He has an ace or a draw. I have an overpair on a dry board. I am kind of dead, but I will call to see the turn. Villain calls.
Pot of $425. Turn, ace of spades, 7 of diamonds, 4 of hearts, 6 of spades. Doug bets $425. Pot sized level 2 analysis. Doug blank. I'm going to continue pressure for max value against his aces. Level 2 analysis villain. Crucial. 6 opens a straight draw. He bet pot. This is very strong. But wait, he check raised the flop, showed strength, and now he bets full pot. Villain's thought process. What does he have to bet like this? Ace possible. Would he have slow played pre? A7? Ace 4? Unlikely. Wouldn't 3-bet pre? With those 7-7, 4-4? Very likely. A set draw unlikely to bet so large. If he has a set 7-7 or 4-4, I'm almost dead. 8-8 has only 2 outs versus a set. Combinatorics possible sets. 4-4-3 combos, 7-7-3 combos, total 6 combos, aces 3 combos, aces even suited 2, ace 4 suited 2, total 7 combos. Critical thinking. Doug showed a lot of strength. Check raise flop plus pot bet turn means polarized range toward the nuts. Odds. $1,000 to win 1,275 44% equity needed. Versus set, I have approximately 4% equity. Versus aces, I have approximately 10% equity. If he has a set 50% of the time, I'm crushed. Villain folds 8 of spades, 8 of hearts. Doug shows 4 of diamonds, 4 of clubs set. Villain made the correct fold. Incredible, this hand shows. Perfect range narrowing. Villain eliminated combos street by street. Bet sizing analysis pot-sized bet means strong, polarized. Combinatorics counted combos of sets versus aces. Board texture, dry board, favors aggressor. Pot odds, calculation, 44% needed, had less than 10. Level 3 thinking. What does my range look like to him? Professional makes difficult fold with overpair because the process is perfect. My friends, we've reached the end. You just learned the hand-reading secrets that professionals use to win millions. Today you saw the funnel principle range, narrowing street by street. Phil Galfin's 16 questions, professional framework. Ed Miller's bet sizing tells, reading through sizings. Board texture analysis, who has not advantage. Player type adjustments, minus same action, different reads. 5 practical drills to become a ninja in 30 days. 3 real examples. Complete thought process. Look, hand reading isn't magic. It's not a gift, it's a skill. It's deliberate practice plus correct concepts plus volume. If you apply these principles, I guarantee that in 3 months you'll be reading hands better than 90% of players. Now let me ask you 3 things. 1. Like this video. Show YouTube it's worth it for me to produce this level of content. 2. Subscribe plus notifications. Every week there's a new video with free premium content. 3. Comment below. Which concept impacted you most? The funnel, bet sizing, board texture, I want to know. And if you're serious about mastering poker, you need to check out Elite Poker University. Inside you'll find complete advanced hand reading modules, practical drills with feedback, hand reviews of high-stakes hands, community of crushers, focus on making money, link in the description. First week with special discount. Thanks for watching until the end. This shows you're different from most. I'll see you in the next video, where I'm going to teach exploitative play secrets. Until then, apply these techniques, study, and crush those tables. Cheers from your mentor, and let's dominate.